Hello, welcome back, and this week we want to talk about Chapter 5, which is on producing manufactured goods. And these manufactured goods are sort of going in to and contributing to our material world, right? So these are all sorts of different things that are produced for our use. And so I really liked this cover to the book Material World. This was a photographic book that was put together, so a number of photographers traveled to 30 different countries, and then they lived with families that for that particular country or that particular region were average for that. And then at the end of this trip, they put together a photo opportunity where they photographed each of these families with their things, with their stuff. And so you can very much see the difference between sort of different cultures, I think strikingly in the cover of this book when we're looking at a family from the United States, and I believe this bottom is a family from Bhutan. But you can see in sort of the Western culture all of these sort of material possessions that we have. All of this is the result of manufacturing. And this sort of culture shift towards sort of this consumerism really happened post-World War II. Pre-World War II, there was sort of an emphasis on using everything, using it as long as you could, conserve, conserve, conserve. But then after World War II, there was a shift to convenience, right? To the creation of a throwaway culture. Everything had to be bigger, larger, faster, and this really sort of drove a major shift in the manufacturing industry, not only in the volume of what was being produced, but also where it was being produced, because everything that is being made also needs to be disposed of, and the byproducts of making all of these things also needs to be disposed of. And so this manufacturing and this drive to produce all of this stuff that now has become essential, right? This is the lifestyle. This is what you need to be able to live in these cultures, right? Requires massive amounts of manufacturing and then all of the byproducts that come along with that. However, in most Western cultures, this sort of manufacturing has moved to more vulnerable communities in developing countries. So we don't see the manufacturing or the byproduct of manufacturing, but we are consuming the products and then throwing them away. So for example, electronics. In the United States, we consume a tremendous amount of electronics, cell phones, computers, TVs, right? And then many of us will try to recycle those items, right? I know right now I have a TV and an old laptop computer sitting in a garage waiting for me to take it to an electronic recycling. They won't take it in the garbage. You need to recycle those. Well, where does that then go? That recycling is not being done here in the United States. That's being done in developing countries under conditions that can be a little bit suspect and can be actually dangerous, right? So understanding sort of this manufacturing process and sort of what's going into it, what's being used, what are the potential byproducts, is something really important if we want to understand and study environmental health, specifically in a Western culture like we have in the United States. So this is what we're going to be talking about today, are what are some of these industry that are important. The first one that we want to focus on is toxic metals. I'm not going to go through the table specifically, but it's metals that we find in environmental contaminants, which are lead, mercury, arsenic,